All right, today we're going to be going over executing successful greenside bunker shots. And I want to go over a few techniques to make sure you're setting yourself up for success and to give you confidence. One thing that we all need in the bunkers is confidence to be able to execute great shots, and the ultimate goal is to get it out and up on the green, but would love for you to have confidence to get it a little bit closer to the hole, to have a chance of getting it up and down. The first step we want to talk about is how to execute following through with your shot, because that is the key, and where you're going to impact the sand. Because the key here is, if you hit the ball first, you're not going to like the result. So the key is going to be hitting about 2 inches behind the ball. A good way to measure that would be, it's kind of the size of a dollar bill. If you were to put the dollar bill right behind the ball, the goal is to come in right behind the back edge of the dollar bill, entering the sand, let the sand do the lifting of the ball, and then making sure you're coming to a full follow through. Now with the setup, we want to make sure that you have a slightly open stance to the target. We want to make sure if you have a good lie, you can open the face slightly, and then you want to keep the angle of that face and keep lower body still. So your swing is going to look something more like this, but making sure you're following all the way through. Most of the time I see amateurs not accelerating through, and that's where the common flaw is in not hitting a good bunker shot, is making sure that you follow all the way through and accelerate through the shot, and that's what's going to build your confidence. Here we have a good lie, and unfortunately you're not going to have a good lie every time, but I'm going to go ahead and hit a couple shots just to demonstrate what we talked about if you have a good lie. So we're going to open our stance to the target. So if the target line was here, we're going to have an open stance to the target. For a left-handed golfer like me, that'd be to the right. And then we're going to make sure, if you have a good lie, you can open the club face just slightly, depending on how high you want to hit the shot. And then from here, we're going to make sure we enter 2 inches behind the ball and accelerate through. Here we found ourselves with a pretty challenging lie, and the only adjustment that I would make here is keeping your club face square. So we're still going to open the stance, but we're going to keep the club face square to the target. We're going to make the same swing, a full follow through, accelerating through, still trying to hit just slightly behind, maybe 2 inches behind the ball. The key here is acceleration, following through. It's going to hit the same swing with a square club face this time. It'll come out lower, but yeah, as you can see, it has a lot more roll and it'll take off from there. Another shot you can play is a lower lofted club, just to make sure if you have more green to work with, that way you can get it out on the green and it's going to roll farther. So in this situation, we've got a good bit of green to work with. So instead of, say, a sand wedge, I've got a 52 degree. I'm just going to play it the same way. I don't have to swing as hard this time because I'm just trying to land it over this hill and run into the green. So open stance, we're just trying to hit it a couple inches behind the ball, see if we can get out and get it running. The key again is to accelerate through the shot. Another lie you'll find yourself with is a ball above your feet in the bunker. So what I suggest here is to, instead of bending down, is actually choking down on the club until you're able to kind of hover the club face right above the sand. And then you know, a ball above your feet is going to promote it to go a little bit more to the right, so aim a little bit left. So choking down on the club, and then vice versa, if it's below your feet, you want to just bend your knees slightly to make sure you get down to the ball, and that's going to promote it to go to the left. So we're going to aim a little bit left here, and then choke down on it a little bit to make sure we're accelerating through. So a quick recap, to make sure you're setting up for a successful bunker shot, I want to make sure you have your feet open to the target. To be able to hit a higher shot and you have less green to work with, open the club face slightly, and that's with a good lie. And make sure you're hitting about 2 inches behind the ball and accelerating all the way through. And then if you have a kind of a bad lie, ball's kind of buried, keep the club face square, stay aggressive, make the same setup, but a really aggressive swing and a good follow through. Always make sure that you're following through. Think about posing for the camera, and you'll have successful bunker shots.